Hey, how are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing amazing. So, we're back and we're going to be working on the book that I was working on actually last year. To be honest, I kind of had a little burnout on this project and ended up kind of not touching it for a while. And so, luckily, I have recovered some of my, give a blah blah, and feel that we're ready to hit this baby up and end up finishing up the entire thing. So they have switched up some of the features on this program that we're using, Novel Crafter. I forgot what the program's name is for a second. That's kind of scary. But besides that, we'll find out what the things changed and stuff like that. We'll knock out a whole bunch of work today. Hopefully, we get this knocked out pretty fast and I can finish up this game. Or not this game, this book, and we can move on to the next book. I kind of have some ideas for another book that I would like to do. I don't have it all the way worked out. We'll probably do a stream and we'll brainstorm the next book live. Also, I kind of really enjoyed that last time. Got a crap load of amazing feedback from you guys. I'm trying to get chat up right now, and then as soon as I have chat up, we will weigh right into it from chapter 1. I believe chapter 1's probably good, but legitimately we'll work out some stuff on it. Hold on one second. Boom. We've got chat up, and you guys are freaking awesome, by the way. Um, Outside of that, really don't have anything to say. I mean, we'll work on some books today, right? Hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm personally doing pretty freaking amazing myself. Let's click the right button. Let's go all the way back to chapter 1. Obviously, we had knocked out a crap load of this book. This will go into the playlist and stuff like that for the novel. And so if you want to watch this from the beginning, go find the writing playlist. Literally every single piece of this book was written live, and so you can watch the crap out of it, even the brainstorming. And so we'll start, and legitimately, I haven't looked at this for months, so I might not even like pieces of it. I might be like, holy shit, right off the bat, right? Yeah, who knows? I don't have a clue. We'll find out real quick. And so, I felt the disconnection of Elena's data link from the cyber deck we had been using to share our pleasures with each other last night. I struggled to wake and bring myself out of the state of stupor. The smells of sweat from last night's sexual escapades between Elena, Bree, and I still lingered. Bree's intoxicating botanical perfume still pleasantly detectable. The small room of my quarters was a mess with blankets thrown haphazardly on the floor. Elena and I had broken up almost a year ago, but we had maintained a deep connection. I probably should add. Yeah, honestly, let me just kind of glance through this. I'm not really sure what we should add or take away. This feels like some stuff could be done in here. Um, I actually need to figure out where we're at on this first, though. Only running into each other from time to time since I quit my job working with her after the breakup. I don't like that at all. So some of the wording on this, like the story's there, the wording is what's bugging me, right? So we're probably going to adjust some wording stuff. That might not be today. Maybe we just kind of look over this, see where we are. Um, okay, look over this. We had met while working for a technology restoration shop right after arrived on Doria's industrial space station. See, that reads weird. We had met. Ooh, I don't like this at all. Hold on. Let's change this. Okay, I had met Elena while working for a technology restoration shop. Oh. Let's not comma that. Let's get rid of it altogether like that. Okay, I had met Elena while working for a technology restoration shop. 1, 2. She was one of the first people I feel she's one of the first people that he met after arriving, but I'm not sure how I want to say this. So let's figure this out. Um, I had met Elena while working for a technology restoration shop. She was one of the first people close friends Okay, let's see about this, and we're gonna go back. And I saw something else I didn't like either, and we'll try to fix it all. So at this time, we are just attempting to move through this book all the way and get it. Obviously, chapter 2 needs to be beefed up. 843 words is not enough. Obviously, chapter 3, 1,600 words is plenty enough. And so, I know I still haven't wrote the sex scene that's in one of the actual chapters either, and so that's going to be needed. But really, in all honesty, this book is done. The end is absolutely solid. I mean, like, there's probably going to be some rewording crap like that I find while we're working on it. But reality-wise, it's going to be wording stuff at this point, you guys. Okay, so let's. I felt the disconnection of Elena's data link from the cyber deck we had been using to share our pleasures. And I think I can change that. With each other last night is weird. So let's do this, right? And you guys can have an opinion on this. In fact, I like it when you do have an opinion on this. I believe this is going to be better. I felt the disconnection of Elena's data link from the cyber deck. I'm sorry, from the cyber deck we had been using to share our pleasures throughout last night. Everybody think that's better? Okay. Now, the thing is, here's where I'm kind of fighting. I felt, right? Now we can leave I felt, or we can actually replace that with what he felt. I know, right? Do we want to go into blah 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 and start it out like straight up with like what it felt like? Or do we just want to leave it with that generic I felt for a second? I feel on the next time I do revisions and stuff like that, this is a big, do we want more there. We're at 1,084 words for this chapter, so it doesn't technically probably need more, but I am tempted. Okay, so let's go through this. We'll read it. We'll try to fix it as we read it. I felt the disconnection of Elena's data link from the cyber deck we had been using to share our pleasures throughout last night. I struggled to wake up and bring myself out of the stupor. Out of state. Out of the state of stupor. I feel it's an A state. I struggled to wake up and bring myself out of a state of stupor. The smells of sweat from last night's sexual escapades between Elena, Bree, and I still lingered in the room. Bree's intoxicating botanical perfume still pleasantly detectable. The small room of my quarters was a mess, with blankets thrown haphazardly on the floor. See, this is sounding good. That right there sounded okay. Elena and I had broken up almost a year ago, but we had always maintained a deep connection. I'm going to be okay with that sentence. Only running into each other from time to time since I quit my job working with her. Ooh. Let's redo this sentence. Only running into each other from time to time Let's drink some coffee and then think deeply about what we think about this. Okay, only running into each other from time to time. I'm having issues with it, but I don't necessarily have a perfect fix for it is the problem. I mean, like, I admit, Elena, okay, only running into her, I mean, only running into each other from time to time. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the whole of this, but I'm going to change it before I delete out the other sentence, okay? Elaine and I had broken up almost a year ago, but we had always maintained a deep connection. Okay, so this might not be the fix. So just because I type some stuff doesn't mean we actually fix crap. This could be defective too, just so you guys know. Okay, after the breakup, I quit my job working with her. Nope. This is a big frick solid no, you guys. Okay, so let's delete that crap out. Okay. I'm gonna probably switch some of this around. I had met Elena while working for a technology restoration shop. So we recover this back here. Okay, so hold on one second. Oh, we fixed that. Never mind. Holy crap. I was. Mm, people. It's going to take us 6 months to fix this at this rate. Okay, I'm going to switch this out because I feel that actually almost needs pulled out into the side. I'm trying to figure out what I think of this. I got to plug this our chat in so it doesn't actually turn off on me. You know what I'm saying? That would be bad. Who knows? Okay, let's look over this. Let's figure out what the heck we're doing because. Oh, you know what? Can we really just hit rephrase? Oh, this is crazy. Let's look at this, what this does. I've never played with this. Oh, it goes to AIs. Okay. Interesting. Just checking. Obviously, I haven't used that, but maybe one day we'll hook our AI to this and then we'll be able to do things with it. I mean, I don't know. That's cool, though. Close this baby. What are we still open about? Okay. Only run into each other from time to time since I quit my job working with her shortly after the breakup. Okay, so I'm literally gonna mark this like this, read forward, and then we're gonna actually just move it somewhere else and change the way it's said totally. Okay, so let's read this like that doesn't exist. Elena and I had broken up almost a year ago, but we had always maintained a deep connection. I had met Elena while working for a technology restoration shop. She was one of the first close friends I had made after arriving on Orius Industrial Space Station. I had gained employment accessing data or fixing whatever tech the traders had brought in from their explorations, much of it being from the time of the Great War. Elena was super skilled and was the one who trained me to do the job. I could only keep up with her because of my technopathic abilities and my affinity for fixing things. The more we were around each other, the more we clicked and slowly started spending time together outside of work. After only a couple of weeks, we started dating. Okay. Okay, now this is where is that one word? No, of course not. Breaking up. I don't really like that. Just gonna tell you guys, this is not what we're wanting right here. Let's figure this out. I know my spelling's sometimes bad, guys. Occasional. Boom. I think we just fixed it. Now we're going to read the first paragraph. We're going to hope that we have the first paragraph fixed. Now, a book is only so many paragraphs, so if we have a paragraph fixed, that's actually a big deal. So, I felt the disconnection of Elena's data link from the cyberdeck we had been using to share our pleasures throughout last night. I struggled to wake and bring myself out of a state of stupor. The smell of sweat from last night's sexual escapades between Elena, Bree, and I lingered. Bree's intoxicating botanical perfume still pleasantly detectable. The small room of my quarters was a mess, with blankets thrown haphazardly on the floor. Elena and I had broken up almost a year ago, but we had always maintained a deep connection, only running into each other from time to time since I had... Oh, this we get to get rid of. Now let's reread it without that crap there. 1, 2, boom. Okay. Elena and I had broken up almost a year ago, but we had always maintained a deep connection. I had met Elena while working for a technology restoration shop. She was one of the first close friends I had made after arriving at Dorias Industrial Space Station. Okay. Okay. I met her after gaining employment. Do we want to... Okay, we'll just leave it that. I met her after gaining employment, accessing data, or fixing whatever tech the traders had brought in from their explorations. Much of it being from the time of the Great War. Elena was super skilled and was the one I don't know if I want to kind of change this. Elena was super skilled and was the one who trained me to do the job. I could only keep up with her because of my technopathic abilities and my affinity for fixing things. Okay, we're going to change this from super because I don't like that word all of a sudden for some reason. And we're going to put masterfully skilled in there. I know, right? We just upped her skill level out of nowhere. What the heck, Donald? Okay, that's good. Elena was masterly skilled. Masterfully skilled. Masterfully skilled. Yep, I like it. Elena was masterfully skilled and was the one who trained me to do the job, or do we want to call it? Let's just period that one right there because we don't actually need that to be a single sentence. Boom, boom. 1, 2. Okay, I could only keep up with her because of my telepathic abilities and my affinity for fixing things. The more we were around each other, the more we clicked, and slowly we started spending time together outside of work. After only a couple weeks, we started dating. Mm, that might be too much. I don't know if I need that in there. You guys got to remember, I haven't seen my own story for 6 months. I know the story, obviously, because we made it up, but I mean, like, every time we type something new, we're kind of changing the universe a little bit, right? The next year and a half was a blur of joy. Sadly, things fell apart, and after breaking up, I quit my job. After that, we drifted apart, only seeing each other from a distance, comma, from a distance, in the occasional chance. This is supposed to be chance. Can meeting isn't a thing. Chance. I don't know where the rest of the letters are, but boom, chance meeting. Okay, boom. I feel we've got that ish. Might need another read through, might not. The previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone. I'm sorry about that. Let's see. The previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone to Trag's Club, hoping to score some bliss and party. Let's double check the spacing here. 1, 2, yep. Brandon was a great friend and one of the best people you could know on Dorias. He always knew what was happening. Okay. Do we want to say it that way? Okay, he always knew what was happening on the station or off. I am not convinced of that crap. Okay, let's look at this. Really good here. The previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone to Trag's Club, hoping to score some bliss and party. Okay. What did I just do here? Okay, so we're just going to say it that way. 1, 2. The previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone to Trag's Club, hoping to score some bliss and blow off some steam on a night out. Brandon was a great friend and one of the best people you could know on Dorias. He always knew what was happening on the station or off. No, we're just going to go like on the station. Okay. Brandon had a sharp mind and a great memory, but he also had an internal CPU implant he could keep notes. He could use to keep notes. So he could tell you things about almost anyone or anything. He had already written a few novels and had money, but was often coming and going from the stations. So be that's why we have him knowing what's. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let's read over this. Let's turn this into its own thing. We don't need that to be a complex sentence. And then let's go like this. Bump, 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 bump. He always knew what was happening on the station. Jesus. I don't know why I was having an issue, and that's supposed to be brought. He always knew what was happening on the station, and from his comings and goings brought news from off station. No. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let's see if this looks good. I think it will. He always knew what was happening on the stations, and from his comings and goings brought news from the nearby systems. I don't love it. Obviously, I'm going to read through this again. Obviously, it's going to go to a couple people before I finish and say, hey, let's publish this baby. But I think you guys see that we are grinding through the last little bit of it. And then when we get through this, we're literally going to be very close to a publishing situation. Which I'm super glad about, just to be honest. Okay, he had already written a few novels and had money. I don't know if I'm going to have it that way. He's going to have some money, but let's decide this. He had already written a few novels and had money, but was often coming and going from the station. I don't like this, and I don't see an immediate fix. I'm not saying that there's not a fix. I'm just saying I don't see the immediate fix right here. So let's stare at this with hateful eyes until we figure out how to fix it. Then from there we'll figure out what's up from there, right? Um, Let me look over this. Man, I hope you guys are having a good morning, by the way. Freaking little bit roughed right now. I'm going to just tell you guys the truth. I don't like how this is laying out right this second, so we'll have to figure that out. Hold on one second. I'm just trying to legit figure it out for us. He had already written a few novels and had money. Deleting this right here. We're just going to delete it out, and I'm going to figure out what to rewrite in this place, even with this deleting. Because we already know he's coming and going from the station, right? I'm going to rewrite this. Is it mint like this? Mint. Is that right? Does that look right to you guys? Doesn't look right to me, but it is correct. Occasion. We're gonna have to beef up this guy now because now I'm making him into a more of an adventure. I'm gonna just let you know this is about to echo through this baby. So in a couple spaces, we're gonna have to actually make Brandon um, more adventurable. We're gonna have to turn him into like a hero-y. I'll bet by the end of this we totally change how Brandon is actually portrayed. And I'm just gonna be honest. By the way, the Brandon in this book is literally a shout to freaking Brandon Sanderson, who without watching that dude's videos and stuff like that, there's 0% chance that I would have ever got this far on a book. And so just straight up mad respect to that dude. Guy's a freaking beast in a machine as a writer and stuff, but blah blah blah. You all know about it. Okay, so I had been friends with Trag for years. And oh, wait, how did we just jump into Trag? Holy shit, guys. I really just jumped from we're talking about one blah blah blah. Okay, so we click this down, we new paragraph it right there. I feel that this is weird. Okay, so they're going out to Trag's club. So it does connect. So they're subject wise they're connected. That just felt weird, but I had friends with Trag for years. Let's make that into no, let's leave that like that. Okay. Let's read this crap. Let's see if we fixed anything. Like, just because we changed some stuff doesn't actually mean fixed ever, sadly. Wish it did. Get our live chat back. That's always nice. The previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone to Trag's club hoping to score some bliss and blow off some steam on. Just bump. The previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone to Trag's club hoping to score some bliss and blow off some steam. Brandon was a great friend and one of the best people you could know on Dorius. He always knew. Okay, he always knew what was happening on the station, and from his comings and goings brought news from the nearby systems. Brian had a sharp mind and a great memory, but he also had an internal CPU implant. He used to keep notes. Hold on. Okay. Rough, right? So I don't like some of this in here. How many more? Oh, God. Guys, this is going to take us a second. The previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone to Trag's Club, hoping to score some bliss and blow off some steam. Brandon was a great friend and one of the best people you could know on Dioras. He always knew what was happening on the station, and from his comings and goings, brought news from. Oh, this is a comma right here before the from the nearby star systems. Brandon had a sharp mind and a great memory, but he also. Let's change this. Okay, ready? Brandon had a sharp mind and a great memory, only enhanced by an internal CP. Obviously, it's an implant. Boom. Okay. Brandon had a sharp mind and a great memory, only enhanced by an internal CPU he used to keep notes. Sorry about that. See if this makes better or worse. And in all honesty, who knows? Brandon had a sharp mind and a great memory, only enhanced by an internal CPU he used to archive, not achieve, archive. Boom. Archive data and keep notes. Okay, allowing him to tell you things about almost anyone or anything. Okay, so that's good. He had already written a few novels and had money, which allowed him to take us all out for. Allowing, which allowed him. Which allowed him to lavish those around him with. Now I think we fixed it. Okay, the previous night, my friend Brandon and I had gone to Trag's Club, hoping to score some bliss and blow off some steam. Brandon was a great friend and one of the best people you could know on Diorios. He always knew what was happening on the station, and from his comings and goings brought news from the nearby systems. Brandon had a sharp mind and a great memory, only enhanced by an internal CPU he used to archive data and keep notes, allowing him to tell you things about almost anyone or anything. He had already written a few novels and had money, which allowed him to which allowed him to okay which allowed him to lavish those around him. with fancy dinners, where he would have the occasion to catch it, where we would have where we would have the occasion to catch up. Okay, so let's see. I just changed this a lot, but I mean, it might be for the better. Let's hope it's for the better, right? He had already written a few novels and had money, which allowed him to lavish those around him with fancy dinners, where he would have the occasion to catch up. To catch us. Okay, I feel that that's good. Ah, yeah, okay. Tonight, Brandon and I were on a different. Let's look at this. Okay. Tonight, Brandon and I were on a different adventure. So let's go like this. Boom. Tonight, Brandon and I were on a different kind of adventure, trying to score at Trag's Club. I'm going to leave that. Not every sentence will be perfect. We're also going to do one. I'm going to do another read through, fixing stuff before this is published. So, like, we're just trying to fix what we can. I had been friends with Trag for years, and he would always let me get a front, even though I already owed him credits. One, two. Trag and I had a long history, and my credit was considered good with him. Sorry. Because he knew I would always find a way to get him paid off. Bliss and other drugs were always available and easy to score because Dioria's station produced many of the pharmaceuticals for the Confederacy of Planets. After scoring a few capsules of Bliss for each of us, we sat down at a table and relaxed in to enjoy our drinks. Minutes after taking the Bliss, I felt the edge drift off and my muscles relax as the euphoria slowly started to creep in. I sat listening to Brandon's latest tales from his travel when I looked over to see Elena standing with her friends, looking amazing. That's when I noticed Bree looking at me. She was goddess-like, with a slender athletic body and long black hair. Bree was a telepath and a powerful green witch, which to you, known to use seductive magic and allurements. What else? Bree's so mean, she's going to seduce us and give us a tussle. I know. How can we put up with that abuse? I had always been attracted to her, but she had just caught me staring at Elena and would know I still had feelings for her. Bree instigated most of last night. Oh, see, this is where we jumped too fast. We jumped too fast here, guys. Okay, Bree instigated most of last night. I'm not sure what to say here. I actually want to change this a little bit. I'm going to probably leave this for a second the way it is, but I want to change the wording on Bree instigating most of last night, just to be honest. She did instigate it in the story. So, and I'm not trying to change that part. Where I change it, Bree must have also been playing games with Elena because she came over and started talking about old times and how she was hoped I was doing well. I worked to hide the fact I had already taken bliss, knowing that was the biggest reason of our breakup. Soon, things were a blur, and Bree, Elena, and I found ourselves back at my living quarters. Okay, though. So honestly, guys, I'm sorry about this, though. Though the memories of last night were a blur at first. Hold on, I gotta actually read what the heck we're doing here. We're here right now. We're gonna fix this. Though the memories of last night were a blur at first, which is separate. Last night was different, though. Okay, let's read the whole thing so I know what I'm fixing first. Last night was different, though. Elena had shared herself so freely, down to every moment of pleasure. Some of it likely the result of Bree's manipulation. She surged sexual energies into us, bringing us to a high, mm, height. Ah. Okay, so she surged sexual energies into us, bringing us to a heightened state of climax before she would draw the energy back into herself, charging off of it, along with full use of her telepathic abilities to heighten the experience. I feel that this needs rewritten so badly right now. I'm literally trying to figure out what the. I don't know. Okay. Okay, though the memories of last night were a blur at first, I knew. Okay, though the memories were a blur at first, I knew last night had been different. And it just has, boom, watch that. We fixed that. For sure, guys, we fixed it. Though the memories were a blur at first, I knew last night had been different. Elena had shared herself so freely down to every moment of pleasure. Some of it likely the result of Bree's manipulation. Okay, we're gonna leave that. I feel that that's well. I'm gonna read the whole thing, and then you guys, partially, I guess, decide too. Some of it likely the result of Bree's manipulation. She surged sexual energies into us, bringing. We're gonna fix this actually, not bringing. Heightening. Look at that. Heightening the state of climax before she would draw the before. Okay, I think we have it. Let's go. Some of it likely the result of Bree's manipulations. She surged sexual energy into us, heightening states of heightening our state of climax before drawing the energy back into herself, charging off of oh crap, Ola. I don't know how I didn't see that. Charging off of it, along with the full you. Coupled with the full use of her telepathic abilities to heighten. Okay, coupling her control over the sex over coupling her control over sexual energies with the full use. Sexual energies with the use of her telepathic abilities to heighten the experience. Though the pleasures of Okay, hold on. The pleasures of the night were amazing, but I could tell something had changed. This time the moment was so. Okay. Mm. The pleasures of the night were amazing, but I could tell something had changed. Okay. As the night pushed forward, the mood, M-U-D, is it mood like that? No. M-O-D-D, mood. I don't use the word mood very often. The mood between LA and I became somber. Though we were giving each other intimate moments to each though we were giving each intimate moment to each other. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's see how we like this. The pleasure of last night, the pleasures, let's pluralize that because they're pleasures. The pleasures of last night were amazing, but I could tell something had changed. As the night pushed forward, the mood between Elaine and I became somber. One, two. We were embraced in an intimate moment with each other. Okay, but I could tell this was more of a goodbye than a new beginning. So I feel we just fixed that. Shortly after we finished, Bree thanked Elena and I for all the fun. Then on our way out the door, turned back saying, "You two really should talk." I knew then she was correct, but I just curled back in on Elena and went back to sleep, choosing to stay in the moment just a little bit longer. Now we were both awake, and Elena stood, looking at me through her beautiful blue eyes with sad disappointment. I watched as she slowly gathered up her clothes and fixed her long blonde hair, made wild from the previous night's adventures. Finally, the tension was cut. "Sam, I can't do this. No, I won't do this. I need to let you know I'm leaving. I'm moving planetside to Morius." I had not been ready for what she had to say. My only thoughts were in panic. As I sharply stated, "That's fantastic. The galaxy is a dangerous place, so why wouldn't you choose to move away?" Wait. So why wouldn't you choose to move away where I can't watch over you? Honestly, I might change that. I don't know if that kind of sounds weird. Um, Sam, I'm not you. I mean, oh, I'm not your problem. Your problem? I'm not you problem, Elena replied as she started for the door. I rushed to my feet, saying, Look, it was really nice to see you again, and I still think about you all the time. Elena smiled, then said, I think about you too, Sam. That's part of why I'm leaving. Elena opened the door, saying, Sam, I really hope you get yourself together one day. If you can't, I need you to stay out of my life and let me go. Jesus, my phone is beeping at us a bunch, guys. Let's hope that chills out. I watched as she walked away, searching for the right words to say, but there were none of, wait, what the heck? But there were none. None that could fix this. None. Kinda not really all the way sure about that. Okay, but there were none. At least not anything that could fix this. I sat only for a second before moving to the window overlooking the walkway of the corridors below, just in time to watch as she came out, making her way slowly out of sight. Emotions spiked. I'll show her. I'm going to get my shit together, Sam thought to himself. So that would be, we've got chapter 1 kind of fixed. I actually feel chapter 1 is reasonable at this point. Let's go back to our plan. Let's find out how many actual chapters we wrote. I wrote 27 chapters. 28, maybe 27, some. There's some amount of chapters. There's not 30, so this is reasonable. Legitimately, some of these chapters have a crap ton of work. The goal, I think, from here on out for the next however many days is going to be getting on and fixing one chapter per day. I'm likely to stream this all live on YouTube because I love you guys a ton and because a lot of reasons, right? And I think we can get this finished. Like, I might have to do a little bit outside of that, but we have, we're on the 6th today. So maybe by the end of the month, I mean, there might be a day we have to really stream and work the crap out of this. But we're going to get to a couple sections of this that legitimately don't need anything done to them. Like, towards the end, I'm absolutely happy with at least the last 5-6 chapters. In the middle, there's some stuff that could be fixed. And obviously, as I read through it, the wording and shit like that could get touched up. But outside of that, I think we're freaking good. So I do want to thank you guys just for being absolutely amazing, for hanging out. We will knock out the rest of this entire novel within the next 2 months and have it up and published. I am planning on doing the whole rest of the thing pretty much live. I mean, obviously during certain scenes and stuff like that, like where I'm typing and I don't want demonetized, will be making it where that's not an issue. But at this point, we have a absolute solid book that just needs revised and fixed up a little bit. Thank you guys for hanging out. Peace very